What's up, guys? Got another one for you. Another one from the awesome knife manufacturer Spyderco. I showed this blade for a brief second in a video, a couple of videos back. It comes in this paper right here. Some of you might recognize this. This right here is the Sprint Run Spyderco Caly 3.5. Made in Japan. Come on, focus on that. This thing does not like to focus close up. Anyways, signed there by Sal Glesser. This is one of his awesome masterpiece designs, and this is made with, like all the Sprint Runs, with a special steel. This is super blue. And I did a little bit of research into this steel, which is made by Hitachi Steels. I'm guessing the American arm of the company. You know, basically there's all kinds of steel companies, but you know, a lot of them are, you know, manufacturing metal for, you know, making a dump truck, or you know, some I-beams for building, you know, frames, and just big, heavy, tough metal. But Hitachi, I think mostly, you know, they have some industrial applications too, but they do a lot of high-tech steel, you know, semiconductors, medical equipment, and knife steels, as we know now. And they have different grades of steel. I guess the Japanese steel industry, you know, grades their steel by color, and so obviously this metal here isn't blue, right? It's a silvery color like all steel. But there's steel grades. I believe it's black, white, blue, and so super blue is the highest grade steel. I don't know the actual composition of this steel. I'm guessing it's a good steel because, you know, they're using it for a knife blade, so it's going to be hardened to a high Rockwell and stuff like that. But from what I've heard from other people, it's not rust prone, but it's not quite as rust resistant as, you know, like an S30V or something like that. So if you do happen to pick one of these up, you know, I'd suggest using it as kind of a, you know, like a dress folder. That's how I'm going to use it. Even though this blade is fairly long, I was expecting it, just, you know, when looking at the profile of the blade and stuff, and, you know, hearing people's reviews, I just expected it to be shorter. But it does carry like a smaller knife, just because it's so slim. It's kind of like a sage. It's a little bit longer than a sage, but it carries a little bit, well, not better, I wouldn't say better, but it's thinner in this dimension, and also, you know, in width or height. I guess you would call it height. This would be width, but carries excellently. Now, I've never had another Caly 3.5. You know, I never could convince myself to get it, because there's a lot of other knives I wanted. But you know, when I saw this Sprint Run, and I've decided gray is definitely my favorite color of G10. And when I saw this Sprint Run come out with the awesome, like, super blue, I mean, that just sounds cool. So I was like, I gotta get this. It is pinned construction, which I don't really like, but that's okay because I'm not going to take it apart. It's going to be a dress knife, and I'm not going to replace the G10, obviously, because this is a Sprint Run. Has that awesome wire pocket clip, which I'm a huge fan of. It's a lock back, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but you know, obviously it didn't stop me from getting the knife. Really good jimping, both in the choil and on the thumb ramp. You know, big spider hole. All the new Spydercos generally of medium to large size have a big spider hole, so that's awesome. And as far as the tip, holy crap, it's like a needle. is the sharpest tipped knife I have, so that's awesome. Medium grippiness on the G10, which is good for me because I don't really like G10 to be tearing up my clothing if it's going to be a dress knife. The centering, or the centering, I guess, is it's near perfect, good enough for me. But the fit and finish was not perfect. But you know, I'm not really that anal about fit and finish. But you know, like right here on this G10, I don't know if you can see it, right there where the G10 and frame meets. It's not a perfect fit, but really, I mean, compared to most other knives, it's flawless. So, and I think it's just good looking. It's one of the best looking Spydercos. Just very sleek looking knife. Yep, there's a few more out there, so you guys should pick one up. This is a sprint run I think is worth buying. Alright guys, thanks for checking it out. Talk to you later.